Hello, my name is Zachariah with Old Man Gaming. Thank you for tuning in to another Snap Judgement review. This is a special one too, but before we get into that, I've got to do my normal disclaimer. What is a Snap Judgement review if you've never listened before? Well, I think game reviewers are a little bit too obsessed with completing or near completing a game before they're willing to do a review. I'm trying to give you an idea whether you're going to enjoy it right away or not. That, coupled with the fact that I think games are one of the most subjective forms of art, I will not be giving you a score in this review. I'll be giving you an overview of what this game is. I'll be telling you what the pros and the cons in this game, in my point of view, are, and then whether or not I will be sticking with this game outside the purposes of the review. But I've said and all that. I am not alone. I have a special guest today on this review. She has actually played this game way more than me, so I thought I'd bring her in. And that would be my daughter, Stella. Say hi.
Hello.
All right, so she's here. Come a little bit closer to the mic there, kiddo. We're going to be talking about Wobbledogs today.
Yeah!
Which is one of Stella's all-time favorite games. This is a really cool game because Stella went out, found this game kind of on her own, paid for it with her own money, and then convinced me to play it later. But this is definitely like very Stella territory here. So
yeah.
I thought it was only fair to bring her in on this one. So, Wobbledogs.
I've also shared some of my dogs from Wobbledogs,
which we'll get into.
Yeah!
But let's go ahead and tell them what Wobbledogs is as a whole.
Wobbledogs is a sandbox game where these creatures called Wobbledogs, who are kind of like dogs, but they're wobbly, and clumsy.
That's the best description ever. No false advertising there.
Walk around and you can play with them, you can feed them, you can even make babies of them.
Yeah, you can breed them.
Yes.
They're weird. They lay eggs of themselves, and then there's a weird breeding mechanic and a very interesting breeding video that is hysterical. I have included it in the footage.
It's a cutscene, actually.
Yeah, I've included it in the footage of this review, so just make sure you're watching. I don't know if it's around here. I don't know when it'll pop up.
You'll see a robot. You'll see a robot and like two dogs.
Smacks them together over an egg.
Yeah.
So, to expound on what my daughter said, this is a sandboxy game. You start with one room that you kind of move around in. There's no controller support on this. It's all mouse and keyboard.
There is controller support.
There is?
There is.
I did not know that.
But I recommend using mouse.
You recommend using mouse? Okay. Yeah. Well, that's good. That's one of my cons was going to be. But what this game is like she said, it's sandboxy. You kind of create these little wobbly creatures.
Yes.
And then you feed them, you play with them, you have them play with each other, you breed them. And it's a very much tied to the mechanic of feeding them.
Yes.
They can eat basically anything in the game. So, like, the game has feeding machines. Those machines unlock different things inside them. And then each dog has, like, almost like a gut health.
Yes.
And then as different things are introduced into their gut health, it changes how they look, their appearance, their figure, as they mutate from one to another. And each Wobbledog only lives for about 40 minutes, I would say. Like actual real world minutes.
I'm not sure.
I think it's roughly 36 to 40 minutes of straight play.
We've had a dog survive for 70 minutes.
70 minutes?
Yes.
I mean, it's not an exact science, but they don't live super long. They start out as a pup, then they mutate into a young adult, then they mutate into an adult. That's when you can breed them. And then they don't mutate, they just get older and eventually die.
Yep.
And
Or you could make them eat the core and then...
And that's what's even weirder. You can have them you can have them cannibalize themselves. That's other gut health. You can have them eat their own poop. You can have them eat dirt. Like, just about...
You could have them eat their own chrysalis!
Yes, yeah, from the pupating thing. It is a very strange game. This is made, at least in some part, either made or published by the same people who did Everything is Crab, which shows you how weird they are. There's super weirdness here, but it's very experimental. Like, it's as you feed the dogs different food, it unlocks what those foods do, and then you can kind of change things. And even in this footage, you can also trade the dogs. There's a robust community on Steam, which has codes that you can then put into yours to immediately have that dog as a puppy.
I've actually done that before.
Yes, she put one up.
You can find.
Okay, all right. We're not advertising.
I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't do that.
No, you're okay. I'm not mad at you. We just shouldn't focus on you advertising your dog. You can see it in the video. We did it in the video, and then she had this weird 3-legged dragon thing that could fly around named Lucy.
Yeah. In the video though, it will be named as expected because it automatically renames the
changes
dog,
the name,
which sucks.
I get why though, because if you're going to repost it, you don't want it to have the exact same thing as Lucy, basically.
Yeah.
So it changes something right off the bat so that it's a different dog in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's it. You just kind of keep moving through this game, right? There's nothing else to it. You just keep creating dogs and finding out what you can do with the dogs and how you can create them and what they can eat and what they become, right?
Right.
Okay. So that's the game. We've described it in its entirety. I think maybe we should start talking about the pros and the cons of the game. What do you think? Is there anything else I missed about the description of the game that you'd like to add?
You
need to come a little closer to the mic, though.
There is none.
There is none?
There is none. Yeah. By the way, I want to add this.
Okay.
All right. About the eating.
Okay.
They do make baby teeth.
Yes.
And you can make them eat it.
Eat the baby teeth, too. Like everything that's eaten.
I don't know why.
They will also every so often poop out capsules, which you open, and that's how you get decorations.
They also poop out eggs.
They also poop out eggs, which you can hatch as default Wobbledogs, or you can wait until you can breed two. They have to be adults, and then breeding two creates this simulation of like all the ones you could get from them, and then you can crossbreed those two and keep crossbreeding the simulations over and over again.
I one time had a small litter where I kept crossbreeding them, but it kept there's like a combat, I don't know how to pronounce it, and it says a number. Okay. And when it goes down, it means all the dogs go down, like the
So you were saying about the number? Like as you crossbreed, it goes down, right?
Yes.
Like the stability of it.
It makes
it less stable.
It makes it less stabler.
Okay.
And
all right. Well, let's go ahead and get into the pros and cons then. You want me to start first on the pros, or do you want to start first?
You start first.
Me start first. Okay. All right. Right off the bat, I like the interaction ability of all the systems. I think all the systems are really, really interactable. And I like the fact that there's nothing on your screen that has only one use. And I've told Stella this many times, I'm not a huge Sandbox player like this. This game is very much like you're making an experiment in a sandbox and just seeing what would happen, which can be fun. They're not games that necessarily hold my attention for extremely long periods of time. That being said, what makes a good one is all of the different things to discover, and there's so many things to discover here. Everything that is on the ground can be eaten, played with, destroyed, and every one of those things has a secondary use and even sometimes a tertiary use on what it can do in the game. And I think that's really cool. I think that there's nothing on the screen that you can't click and use in more than one way, other than maybe decorations. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
You have anything to add to that one?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. All right, well, the next one I would like to say is, I think you should take the next one, because the next one is the same as yours.
I'm going to say this. It does not tell you to save. It does not.
No, that's cons. We're not there yet. Pros. We're talking about pros. Do you remember what your pro was?
My pro was importing dogs.
Yes, the trading and the importing dog codes.
Yes.
So go ahead, talk about that.
I like importing dogs. What I like most about them is making more dogs. And so it gives me more creativity to make the dogs if I import it and all that.
Yeah. I think it's a really good way to give a really big tale on what would be a very simple and short gaming experience all the way around.
Yeah.
It was actually on my pros list too. That's why I wanted to give you the chance to say it. The trading the dog codes, being able to import the dogs. My first time doing it was today. It was a feature that I wanted to try before we got into this. So, Stella, like I said, Stella has 10, 15 hours in this easy. Probably more than that.
I have I'm gonna say 51 hours.
51 hours, I believe it. I believe it.
You can probably check on my profile. I don't know.
You have a good amount of time in it, and yes. I think that I didn't necessarily feel like I needed to get the full 5 that I usually get because I feel like you've got the full 51, so we're a good average. That being said, I wanted to kind of try all the features, so I played it twice. I played it once for I think it was an hour session, and then today we played it for an extra 30 minutes just to to record some footage, but also to get kind of an idea of some of the things that I maybe missed out on the first time we were playing around.
Yeah.
And I think that we did the trading today. It was really cool. The fact that I could just look up Stella's post on the Steam forums, copy the code, put it into the thing, and I had this weird little 3-legged dragon thing that was flying around. Yeah. And what's cool about that too is it starts it as a puppy, which I think is really cool as well, because the minute it starts it as a puppy, you can then breed it with yours once you get it older and really introduce some crazy stuff earlier.
Yeah.
And I think that that's really, really cool. Right?
Yes. Go find it yourself.
Yes. Honestly,
I don't want to advertise, please.
No, we can talk about it at the end.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to advertise while we're doing everybody gets a chance to advertise on a YouTube show, but
I mean, we can. I can if you would like, but
I will help her plug it at the end of the show so you guys can look up Lucy later. That being said, it's pretty cheap too. That was the other thing that I wanted to kind of shout out, if that's all right.
Yeah.
If I were to look up the price of it real quick, I think, how much did you spend on it?
So I got it on a discount.
It's still on a discount. Well, for 45 minutes. So normally
I got it for, but normally it's $10.
So it is $20 normally, not 10. But that being said, right now it's $5. It's only $5. It's worth $5. I'll say that.
Yes.
Without a doubt. And I really enjoyed it. It's definitely worth it. I don't know that I would have paid $20, but if you are somebody who likes sandbox games, I think $20 is worth it, because there is a lot. The game is very deep, and it takes a lot of generations and iterations to really start to affect change. One of the things I like is that it doesn't move too fast.
Yes.
So when you have a Wobbledog and it mutates, right? It pupates and then mutates. It shows you the mutative stats, and it tells you how it mutated, which is cool because it keeps you kind of coming back for more, but it doesn't overtly mutate. It doesn't look completely different right off the bat. You have to kind of get deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper in to get these weird, just my experience with it so far denotes that Stella must have put a lot of work into her flying 3-legged dragon thing. So that's kind of cool. But that's all my pros. Do you have any more pros, or should we go to cons?
I might have another pro.
Okay, this is a good thing. Pros are good things.
Yeah.
Okay, hit me.
One of the funniest things about it is when they die.
That's a pro for you?
Sorry.
Well, that's one of my cons.
It's funny for me.
Okay.
one of the things, when they die, is they howl, and then they immediately break all their parts off, and then you have to destroy the body, and then
or feed them to other Wobbledogs, which is very strange.
Yeah, very strange. I normally don't do that, but this time we tried it. So who gives a crap?
I only fed the core.
You only fed the core.
I didn't feed the whole like.
Yeah, I don't do the core.
Cannibalism.
I don't do core. But we did that today as like a test.
Yes, as a yeah.
But I sometimes give my dogs the legs and the head. I just leave the body, like the legs.
The cruelty of a 10-year-old.
And the head, but not the body. I just put it as like I have a full grave room.
Yes.
In Wobbledogs. Yeah. I might send the room to you.
So let's transition from your pro right into my con, because I think one of my biggest cons is the horrifying way these Wobbledogs die. And you have to watch them die. And they just the game will tell you, first it'll tell you it's getting old, it's going to die soon, and then it chimes in and be like, hey, they're at the end of their life, they've lived a long, full life, and they're ready to pass on. And then you're like, oh, that's sweet, so I'm expecting an angel to float up or something. No, they go, oh, and then they fall over sideways and pop, and all the little pieces go everywhere. The head rolls away and the legs. I was like, oh my god! It's so horrifying. I did not like that part.
I remember when I first played it, one of my dogs died. No, one of my dogs died. Yeah.
You were really upset, if I recall correctly. The first time. The very first time it happened.
But I'm gonna say the 10th time.
You gotta speak up louder than that. You're too far away.
I'm gonna say the 10th time I went and played Wobbledogs, and I did all that crap. And I played Wobbledogs, and there was a dog I had named Emmy. That is the real dog's name. And it goes, it's gonna die soon, and I'm like, oh, that sucks, but who gives a crap? And I was like, hey, let's record this for my parents and show it to them.
It was horrifying. It's horrifying then.
So I record it on my tablet. And I said, this is how dogs die. and in Wobbledogs. And I showed Emmy dying. and they had the Emmy had a lot of legs.
Yeah.
Not
real life Emmy. She named one of her dogs as one of her dog names. Our actual dog's name.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, moving on from the con, do you want to give your only con next?
Yeah, no save reminder.
Okay, so I want to add to this before you get into it. They do remind you to save the game when you first start playing. They remind you that it doesn't auto-save and you have to save it on their own. And when you go to quit, I'm pretty sure it goes, hey, you need to save before you quit, or are you sure you've saved, sort of thing. But other than that, go ahead.
I do not read stuff much for games. So every time I don't save, I immediately have to restart what I've done, and it pisses me off. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can definitely say that. I think that one of the other things too, and my generation, I grew up with games that you had to manually save, but you haven't really had to manually save games for the last 20 years. And you're 10 years old. Every game you've ever played automatically saves,
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the issues I also have with this game too, is you're not really thinking that you have to save it. It's real easy to just hit main menu, quit out, not really read that message, and lose a lot of progress, especially with a sandbox game. So, and this was on my cons list too. I think that it's really weird for a sandbox game to not just every so often save, because that's just how Sandbox games usually work. So this was a really good one on your part, and I agree with it wholeheartedly. I feel like it is a very strange omission in this game.
I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
This game was made in 2020 or around 2021, so it might be because of that.
Well, I mean, still, 2020, 2021, there was still plenty of autosave games. Like, it wasn't like games weren't regularly autosaved.
Yeah.
So, like, it's very strange for this to not have any autosave whatsoever. Especially in a game like this where you're just kind of, like, watching what's happening sort of thing. It's very strange. Okay, so back to mine. I have two, and they're a little bit nitpicky, so I saved them for the end. And that is, I don't like that there's no goal or nothing to do with the Wobbledogs other than watch them. So, and I know this is not a Stella problem. Stella likes games where there's no purpose and she just gets to play in a sandbox, and that's fine. Me, I tend to need something that requires a little bit more like, hey, you're trying to accomplish this goal or do this thing. The one thing that I don't like about this game is I can mutate these Wobbledogs all day long, but there is no real purpose for me doing it. Like, I'm not trying to make them to fight other Wobbledogs. I'm not trying to make them to race other Wobbledogs. I'm not trying to make them to win a contest or to win something. I'm just literally, or I'm not trying to make them to, like, accomplish goals, like bring back food or something like that. They just literally live in this pen and exist. And I need a little bit more purpose.
Yeah, like a real dog in life.
Well, and that's true. That's true. It definitely gives you that, like, fun pet aspect to it. But, like, for a video game, I need something like a reason. Like, I need to be breeding a dog with wings so that it can get past a thing and do a thing. Does that make sense? So if you're like me, that might be a con for you. Like I said, nitpicky. You might not care about this. Stella doesn't care about this. This is a 5 out of 5 game for her. She loves it. So, like, you might not give two craps about it. But if you are like me, who desires a purpose that you want to be working for, there's no reason for that here. And then finally, the music's a little repetitive. I gotta say it. There's like one musical track, it just plays over and over and over and over again, and like it is obnoxious. I will say this:
I think there's like a setting that you can like turn the music off.
Yes, but then you have no music. I would honestly recommend, if you're gonna play this, open up your Spotify in the background, because this does not take up a lot of like hard drive space or RAM. So like open up Spotify in the background, put on your own playlist, and turn the music off for the game, because the music for the game is just this constant like bloopy bleepy thing. There's like, no change. There's no like, it doesn't change for somebody dying, it doesn't change for somebody mutating, it's just the same thing over and over again. A little obnoxious. So alright, so that is it. Now we come to the final part, which is whether or not we are going to stick with it. Stella, I'm guessing the answer is yes, since you've already played 50 hours of it. Yeah. You like this game, right?
Yes.
All right. I am going to stick with it a little bit. I really enjoy playing it with you.
Yes.
Like sitting down here and fiddling around with it while we're hanging out. It's really fun.
Yeah.
I don't foresee myself playing this game by myself or grinding this game out on my own.
Like Tamagotchi Life.
Man, that is a great comparison. Well, Tamagotchi Life, though, even Tamagotchi Life, you're trying to accomplish things. You're getting that crystallized happiness that unlocks new features of the game.
Yeah.
Wobbledogs doesn't do that. All the features are right there. You know what I mean? This game is like having a Tamagotchi. Is what this game is like. Like, this game is like, there's just these things you've got to take care of, and that's that. So, but
I have a Tamagotchi.
It is.
I had one.
It is fun though when I'm sitting here with you, giggling about what's happening in it and experimenting with things. I feel like it's kind of a cool multiplayer style experience in that way.
Yeah.
All right. So that's it for Stella. I know she wanted to promote her dog, Lucy. You can go to the Steam forums, to discussions, to the Wobbledogs discussion, and then just in the search bar, search Lucy. She's the only one that pops up. That's how I found it.
And then you can find my account. I don't mind you friending me, but do not talk to me.
Yeah, it's fine. You don't friend or talk to her. Just if you want the dog, that's where it is.
Yeah.
Go find it. As far as me, you guys can check out everything we have to offer. And did we get it right? Did we get it wrong? You can let us know in the comments below. You can, I think I'm actually going to be doing one more review with Stella for Thunderfolk, since she has played it completely with me. So you get 2 family reviews. I don't know when that will be going up. But, stay tuned for that. As long as you guys keep watching this, and we'll keep making them.
See you guys next time. Oh, wait. We should do owned.